Hello everyone, so in today's video I'll be doing a review on this. It's called a Powkiddy X55 Handheld video game console, which you see right here. This is the cutout for the controller. This is the video game console. Comes with a manual. Instructions are in English. Print's very small. You'll need a magnifying glass. Well, I do, because I can't see these small letters. Maybe if you're younger you can. It's also in Mandarin. The instruction manual just tells you about the specs of the device and the various ports and stuff like that, and the controller and stuff like, basically things like that. And this is a USB-C cable. You could use it for charging your Powkiddy X55. It comes with a 4,000 milliamp battery. It says it's good for 4 hours at 1.5 amps. It's 5 volts at 1.5 amps, so that's not quite 10, is it? That's about 7.5 watt, I think. Here's the thing. I'll show you the various ports on it. This is the first microSD slot. For some reason they covered it up. This one has the operating system. This one is the second microSD slot. You could use it to put your ROMs in there. You don't have to really do anything. You just put a microSD card in there, a new one, and it'll automatically format it so that you can get all the emulator directories and BIOS directories as well. And let's look at the other side. This is a 2.5-inch stereo jack. I think this is R is for reset button. This is the power button. This is OTG USB-C port. You could connect a keyboard to this if you wish, and a mouse as well. I think this is for HDST. I think this is for I think this is for charging. This is a mini HDMI port. You can connect this to your television or monitor, and it has all the controls to it, like the D-pad. This is select. This is volume up, down. This is start button. This is B, A, Y, and X, basically. There's R1, L1, and L2, R1 and R2, basically. All the controls, and the speakers are right here. This feels like a pretty good, high quality device. It doesn't feel very cheap. One thing I like about it is the screen size. It's pretty large, actually. As you can see, the screen is pretty large. It's as large as my smartphone, which makes it pretty good. And I'll talk about the specs of this next. Okay, so this monitor is a 5.5 inch IPS RGB screen, and the CPU that's in it is a RK3566 quad-core ARM Cortex A55 CPU at 1.8 gigahertz, so it's a RISC processor. The RAM that it comes with is about 2 gigabytes, LDDR4, and the storage for the operating system is 16 gigabytes, which is on the left side, as you can see with the tape on it. And you can, for the second micro SD slot here, you could put 32 gigabytes, 64 gigabytes, 128 gigabytes, all the way up to 256 gigabytes for the secondary storage. And the battery, like I said, is 4,000 milliamps, which could be charged in about 2 hours at 1.5 volts. No, not 1.5 volts, 1.5 amps at 5 volts. And it weighs about 293 grams, or about 10.31 ounces. That's the specs of the system. Compare this with this. This is a R36S handheld video game console. This is quite small in terms of like you gotta have pretty small hands to play with this. Compare this. This has much better ergonomics, in my opinion, than that. So that's what I want to show you. So what I want to do now is I want to put some ROMs into this second micro SD port right here, slot. So what I'm going to do is, what you can do first is you can simply put in a micro SD card. It goes in one way. You put it upside down like this. Don't put it like this and try to force it and you'll break it. So put it upside down like this. There's a little spring in here. Make sure you put one finger here and push with the other to get it in. And all you have to do is start the system. So just press the on button for a few seconds. And then release until you see a green light, like that. So this uses the Jellios operating system. Maybe in a later video I will flash Jellios for the Powkiddy X55 in the future. So this is all you have to do to start the thing. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to press start. Scroll down, go to quit, press A, shut down, and that's it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to I take that micro SD card out, just put one finger here like that, because you don't want it to fly out, because it's under tension. Sometimes the micro SD card could just fly out and you could lose it. So I'm going to put it into my micro SD USB card reader. Just put it in here like that. And I'm going to stick it into my computer, and I'm going to show you how to put ROMs into this thing next, and the BIOS file as well. So I'll see you there. Okay, so now back on my computer, I'm going to stick in my micro SD USB card reader, like so. And as you can see, all the folders have been created for the ROMs, and the BIOS files are basically here. You could get the BIOS files on a website called I'll show you where you can get the BIOS files. Here it is. Just go here and download all this. May take a couple of minutes or something. And basically, go here. You put all the BIOS files in there, and that's basically it. Simple as that. Put all the BIOS files in here. I already put them in there. And there are a couple of BIOS files you have to put in specific folders. For NeoGE CD, it's called NeoCD. As you can see, I created this folder and put this file in there. This file is included in the BIOS pack. And another thing I did was I went to NeoGE and I put in the NeoGE file from the BIOS pack here. That's all I had to do to get all the emulators to work. And you could put all your games into the various folders. This is for Atari 2600. I already put all the ROMs that I wanted in here. Atari 7800. That's Atari 5200, Atari Lynx. I think this is an arcade system, CPS. Game Boy. Genesis, Sega Genesis. Sega Master System. Nintendo 64. That's Nintendo DS. NeoGE. NeoGE CD. NES is Nintendo Entertainment System. That's NEC PC 88, that's a computer. NEC PC 98, computer. PC Engine is Turbo Graphics. PC Engine CD. Let me get some PC Engine games in. Put some games in there like that. Okay, so I put some ROMs in there like that. So you could put all the ROMs into these various folders. If you don't know what it is, you can always Google it and find out what it is. Super Nintendo. And that's basically it. That's all you have to do. I think this is a lot faster than using the Wi-Fi, because Wi-Fi is slower. I prefer putting the ROMs in this way versus using Wi-Fi, but I'll also show you how you can use Wi-Fi as well. I'll see you at the other screen. Let me eject this first. Okay, so now I'm going to take this out and put it back into the X55. Like I said, put it upside down. It's awkward how they made it like that. They should have just made it vertically. Would have been a lot more convenient, but nevertheless, let's start. I should be able to see all the ROMs that I put in there in my handheld video game console. Okay, so to navigate, Just press left or right with the D-pad. Let's try some emulators. Let's try Atari 2600. Let's try Missile Command there. Just press A again. Sound is quite loud. To exit, it's select and start again. Select start again. Press B to go back. Let's try Nintendo Entertainment System. Let's play Russian Attack, my favorite game. I'm going to turn down the volume a little bit. The audio is pretty good. It's nice and loud. If you're in a public place, you should carry some headphones. I really like this format. It's nice. It's nice and wide, you know, since I got big hands. Okay, that's enough. Let me get out of here. Oh yes, Wi-Fi. I almost forgot to show you that. If you want to connect Wi-Fi, it's quite easy, simple to do. Press Start. Go to Network. Press A. Go over here and enable the network. By default, the network is not enabled, so you want to enable that. And you're going to see your networks come up, and then you just select your network. Put in the SSID. This is the network for the Wi-Fi. For me, it's HNet. Put in your password for your SSID or wireless network, and get in there basically. And this one I don't have to have enabled. Don't need that. And then after that you just press back. And then you should have Wi-Fi enabled. And you should have this Wi-Fi icon show up. And that's basically it for Wi-Fi. And if you want to connect this, if you want to put ROMs into your X55 with the Wi-Fi, I'll show you how to do that as well. Just make sure you write down the IP address. And write down the host name as well. And that's about it. And then you can connect to this later. Let me try another emulator. Let's try PC Engine. Let me try something a little bit more demanding. Let's try this. Okay, that's good. Get out of here. Let's try PlayStation. You have to have all the BIOS packs in here to get the PlayStation emulator to work. That one doesn't work. Let's see if this works. Maybe I didn't get the BIOS files in here. Let's try this. That's enough. Oh, rats. You need a keyboard to get out of the PSP emulator. I don't have a keyboard. Okay, if you can't get out, then you could press the reset button. And you could restart it that way. Let's try Dreamcast.
The house of the dead. The house We're meeting G over there. Please save G. How could anyone do this?
It's pretty well. No problems running Dreamcast. Let's try this. This is a little bit more demanding.
Silent scope.
Let's try another Dreamcast game. That doesn't sound good. That's not playable, actually. That was pretty bad.
Namco. This victory strengthens you.
That ran okay. Alright. Let's try N64. Try this Super Mario 64.
It's me, Mario. Hello. Okie dokie. Dear Mario, please come to the castle. I am visiting. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
So this is how you get into the quick menu. It's select and X. You could save your games here if you want. Save here. Okay, that's about enough. We'll try Turok. It runs okay. It does kind of like stutter sometimes. Let me get out of here. So N64 runs okay. Let's see if NeoGE works. Press select to enter quarters and start.
Mission 1. Start.
Runs alright. NeoGE CD appears to be working. Runs pretty good. Now I'm going to see why the PlayStation emulator didn't work. Okay, now I'm back to my X55. As for the PlayStation, the problem was that I had to change the emulator, which I will show you now. Go to PlayStation, press select like that, go to advanced options, press A, go to emulator. First it was on default, so I went to emulator and I selected RetroArch PCSX Rearmed. That's what I selected, and this one should work. For some reason default didn't work. So let's try to play a game. Now it should work. So that's how you change the emulator for the system that you want to select. That's basically it. So the PlayStation does work.
A coup d'etat broke out in the military corps' general area code NAE 2700. It saw an opportunity during a time when their leaders were away from the country on a diplomatic mission. After the forces occupied the center of administration, they seized control of important facilities in each district. They are expanding their influence while strengthening their fighting power. Their military capabilities include air and sea forces. It has also been confirmed that they are in possession of extra powerful cruise missiles. To respond to the rebel forces, the military corps' headquarters made a decision to use the Special Tactical Fighter Squadron Scarface, which consists of you, my fellow pilots. I want you to go on this mission and suppress the coup d'etat immediately. You will receive all out support from our military corps.
Blah blah blah. So it does work. So let me get out of here. Let's try another game. PlayStation 1 again. Okay, so it does work. So I just wanted to make sure the PlayStation emulator did work. Now we'll try the PSP. Try some other games. Let's try. Let's try this. This is quite a demanding game. I don't think this game would run, but I'm gonna try it out. And I'll show you how to exit this time. You don't need a keyboard to do that. Plus the escape key for the keyboard doesn't work for this operating system for some reason. I don't know. I played this game on my Sony PSP back in 2007 or something. This feels kind of like my old PSP. Except the PSP was a little bit heavier from what I remember.
We've got news that an invading race from that I forgot.
I'll be surprised if this thing runs. surprised. Wow. It actually does run. Wow, it does run. Can't believe it. Didn't run on the R36. Yes, it works on this. Amazing. Seems like this works. This thing's pretty damn good. Okay, that's enough. To get out, you press, I think R, this button right here. You navigate here. Exit. That's how you get out of the PSP emulator. I want to show you another thing on the PlayStation emulator. If you want to use the analog stick, you can. But first you have to press select and X. Go here. Go to controls. Press A. Go to port 1. If you want to use the analog, you need to go to analog. If it's on standard, you'll only be able to use the D-pad. So you can go to analog here and you could use the analog stick. Press B, go back. I'm going to turn down the sound because there's some copyrighted music in here. Turn down the sound a little bit. I like playing these games with an analog stick instead of using the D-pad. I don't like D-pad. I don't remember if the PlayStation 1 had the D-pad or not. I mean, if it had an analog stick. I don't think it had an analog stick. I don't remember it having it. See, I'm using the analog stick now. Okay. This game runs without any problems. Let me get out of here. So let me give you a conclusion on what I think about this video game console. I think it's pretty good. In the beginning, I kind of like messed up and told you the wrong thing on the back ports. This here, DC OTG, is for your power, is for charging, and the one on the left is for the OTG cable, which is here, which I connected to my wireless keyboard, which is here. So I would just want to get that clear. Connect this into the HDST port here. And you could actually use the keyboard, which I will show you. You could see that it's moving, right? I'm not pressing the controller or anything. Press escape, I can go in. So I could use a keyboard if I want to play computer games, and that's possible with a wireless or a wired keyboard. This one is a wireless keyboard with a mouse combo. So now I want to tell you about my conclusion of what I think about it. I think it's pretty good. I paid about $90 for this, and It feels like a pretty high quality product. I like the fact that it has a very big screen, like a smartphone screen, so you could see across very well. The resolution is by 1280 by 720, I think. And I like the fact that this is very wide. You could really grab onto this if you have big hands. It's like a PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 4 controller. I like that about it. It's very ergonomic. It's not that heavy. It's pretty light, and it fits right. It fits like a glove, basically. It's very nice. And if you want to play this in a public place, like I said, use your headphone. It has a standard 2.5mm headphone jack, and I highly recommend it if you want to play. If you're into retro games and stuff, and this thing plays Dreamcast games, Sony PlayStation 1. I don't think it's going to play PlayStation 2. It doesn't have enough power for that. Even full desktops have some problems running or emulating PlayStation 2. But for everything else, I think it's excellent. Maybe a Steam Deck would be a lot better than this, but definitely it's going to cost you a lot more. But if you just want something to play retro games with, up to, let's say, a Sega Saturn, this would be perfectly fine. And it could play some PSP games. As you saw, I was playing Ace Combat on it, which is pretty amazing. I didn't even expect it to do that. So this has a ARM Cortex A55 quad-core processor, which has enough power to do that at 1.8 gigahertz with an ARM Mali 652 GPU with 2 gigabytes of RAM. So that's pretty much it for this video. I will make more videos in the future, and stay tuned. Thanks for watching.